Ladies and gentlemen, please stand to receive the Town Mayor of Biddulph, Councillor Adrian Lawton, the Deputy Town Mayor of Biddulph, Councillor Charlie Smith, and the Chief Officer, Mrs. Sarah Hayden. I call upon Reverend Will Drain to offer a prayer for tonight's meeting.
Good evening, everybody. I'm David. So I pray, please. Heavenly Father, I thank you for this council, for every person here. I thank you for this evening. And thank you for Adrian's service over the last year and for Charlie as she prepares for the next stage. Father, I pray your blessing upon this council in this important 60th year here as well. Bless each one of them, bless their families and their homes, and may you guide them through their conversations and decisions. Lord, bless each of you this evening and always. Amen. Amen. Bless you. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please be seated.
I think it's well established with technology. Advisors it's fitted and working tonight. So I will just read the disclaimer. This meeting is being recorded and will be uploaded to the Biddulph Town Council YouTube page. The aim is that decision making should be transparent and in the public domain, which will involve more of our community in local democracy. By being in this council chamber, you are consenting to being recorded and for your image to be added to YouTube. The images and sound may be used for training purposes. Any views expressed are the speaker's own and do not necessarily reflect the view of Biddulph Town Council. Please view the guidance on recording in public meetings policy if you need more information. So, welcome to this meeting of Biddulph Town Council on Tuesday, the 12th of May, 2026. As the retiring mayor, or the outgoing mayor, it is my final duty to conduct the election of my successor. So, I will ask by inviting nominations, please. Councillor Salt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to nominate my colleague and friend, Councillor Charlie Smith, for Mayor in the 2026-2027. I have no doubt that Charlie will lead with example. She's already got a proven track record with projects, for example, the Lending Library and the Troll Room, and supporting the Green Tree House in its infancy. She's strong, courageous, and will be a role model to women and girls throughout this town and the county, and possibly over borders, including Cheshire. She's got excellent values. She's a social worker by trade and believes in justice, equality, and fairness, and I'm sure that's what she'll lead with. She's got dirt under her fingernails and is a proven community champion. With the support of her family and friends, and you can just see how packed this room is tonight to know how loved Charlie is. We'll stand by her side, we'll have her back just as she's had ours over the years. I'm really excited for the year ahead, and I'm really, really pleased to nominate Councillor Charlie Smith for Mayor in 2026-2027.
Thank you very much, Councillor, for that fulsome nomination. The second is Councillor Rogers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I agree with everything that Councillor Salt said. It's my great pleasure to second Councillor Smith's for this audit year 2026-27. I've always found it friendly, helpful, and knowledgeable. I know that you'll make a great mayor for this town and this council. So I'm sure, with the backing of your family, they're all here tonight to support you, you'll make a fantastic mayor. Well done. I hope you'll get the vote. I'm sure you'll get the vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Rogers, for that. Are there any more nominations, please? No. That being so, may we vote for those in favour of councillor Smith becoming the mayor? I think that's unanimous. Two more. Yes, so I have great pleasure in declaring that councillor Smith is my successor as town mayor of Biddle. Congratulations.
To retire.
Yes. Will you please excuse us for a short while?
Please stand to receive the new town mayor of Biddulph, Councillor Charlie Smith.
Thank you. And then if my husband Scott can just come up, Scott's going to be my consort for the year. So, as the new mayor of Biddulph, I have a slightly longer acceptance speech that you'll generally hear from me in the chamber. I like to be quite succinct normally. So it's with immense pride and genuine humility that I sit before you today as mayor of Biddulph for 2026-27. Biddulph's been my home for most of my life. I moved here when I was 13 from North Wales, attended both Woodhouse Middle School and Biddulph High School, and like many young people, I left for university. But this town has a way of drawing you back. I returned with my husband Scott to raise our own family here, and I can honestly say there is no one where else I'd rather call home. Biddulph is a fantastic place to raise children. The sense of community here is second to none. My children now attend the same schools I once did, and it's my hope that when they grow older and spread their wings, they too will feel the pull to come back. My journey into local government began in 2019 when I was elected as a town councillor for Biddulph East. I later became a district councillor for Biddulph West, and I now have the privilege of representing Biddulph West at both town and district level. But I didn't come to this role by chance. Before becoming a councillor, I was already deeply involved in our community, particularly through the Green Tree House, a local charity born from an important truth that while Biddulph is a wonderful place to live, there remains a real disparity between those thriving and those who are struggling. In the beginning, the Green Tree House was about bringing people together through simple but meaningful things. Craft sessions, free family activities, discos, and providing free meals. It was about creating a space where families could come together without barriers, where children could feel included, take part, and simply enjoy being children. Alongside Amanda, who's with us today, her mum Kathleen, and an incredible group of volunteers, we built something that supported families facing hardship, food poverty, and exclusion, creating opportunities to bridge the gap and strengthen our community. My husband and I also founded the Troll Run, an event many of you here might have taken part in during your mayoral years.
It was built on the understanding that some children face barriers to accessing exercise, so we created something fun, inclusive and family focused. With the support of organisations like the Air Cadets, Biddulph Youth and Community Zone and Biddulph Rotary, we raise funds to support local young people. I believe we may still be one of the few to have ever presented the Rotary with a cheque, having raised money for them. In my professional life, I'm a qualified social worker. I support adults with complex mental health needs. And this role demands values of social justice, service and advocacy, and it is those values that underpin my work as a counsellor too. I firmly believe that economic status should never be a barrier to opportunity. If you know me, you'll know that I do not shy away from speaking up for those who feel excluded. Whether it's play equipment, lending libraries or pocket parks, I approach everything through the lens of parity, equality and equity. Biddulph is home to almost 20,000 people across all of its wards. According to the 2021 census, around 20% of our population are under 18, and that's a significant number of young people growing up in our town. And I feel it's our responsibility to ensure they have opportunities, support, and the access they need to thrive. Because behind those numbers are real children, real families, and real futures. This is why my mayor's year is going to be a very busy one. I'll be raising funds for what I'm going to call a Biddulph Activities Fund, designed to help children access clubs, activities, and equipment that they might otherwise be excluded from due to cost. Every child deserves the chance to discover their passions, to stay active, and to feel a sense of belonging. Because exclusion, especially in those formative years, can have a lasting impact on health, well-being, and mental health, and can contribute to the disconnection from their communities. Alongside this, I'll be hosting a number of standalone events throughout the year in support of the Green Tree House. Food insecurity is a very real issue, and in-work poverty is more common than many realise. Organisations like this are vital. They provide dignity, support and practical help to families across our town. It's important to me that they continue to be supported within our community. I would also like to congratulate them as they're being considered for a King's Award at this moment in time. And if this comes to fruition, will represent the first one in all of the Staffordshire Moorlands. I want to take a moment to reflect on what it means to be here today. I don't come from a wealthy background. I come from a family that instilled in me the value of hard work and graft. As a woman in politics, I want to say this clearly: visibility matters. I'm here as proof that you can sit at the head of the table, that you can chair meetings, and that you absolutely deserve a seat at the table wherever decisions are being made about you and your community. I'm thankful for the women who came before me and the women who fought for women's rights and continue to do so. Biddulph Town Council is an aspirational, community-focused council dedicated to improving local services, public spaces and quality of life. It consistently wins awards, it overachieves, and it strives to go further and do more for the community that it serves. This is driven by dedicated officers, staff, and by all of you councillors. The decision-making by councillors in this chamber is transparent, fair, and for the most part, we're harmonious. There isn't an issue we can't collectively debate and discuss respectfully. Long may this continue, and I intend to chair this next year's meetings with fairness, objectivity, and respect. Local politics is about making the place you live better, working together for the common good, irrespective of personal politics. We sit here as volunteers, some for many more years than I have. Some in this room have dedicated decades of service. It is an honour to sit here in this chamber, but it also puts your head above the parapet. And I would remind the residents of our town that we are happy to work with anyone. It is absolutely unnecessary to subject any council to abuse for volunteering for this town. And finally, I want to say thank you to my fellow councillors, to the officers. Your support means everything to me. To my husband, Scott, to Izzy, to Toby. Thank you for your patience, encouragement, and thank you for the love that you give to me and support in chasing what I want to try and achieve. This year will be a whirlwind, I've no doubt, but I intend to embrace every moment of it, to enjoy it, make a difference and serve the people of Biddulph to the very best of my ability. Biddulph has really given me so much, and this year I intend to give everything I have back in service to this community. Thank you. And I'm not quite finished because there's a second part to my speech, and it's had to come under the speech because we've had to keep it a little bit low key. So tonight we're also celebrating a truly special milestone. 10 years of Sarah Hayden, our Chief Officer at Biddulph Town Council. Over the last decade, Sarah's taken this council from strength to strength with dedication, professionalism, and an unbelievable ability to keep everything and everyone running smoothly. And let's be honest, we all really know who runs the show around here. With Sarah at the helm, the council has won countless awards and accolades. In fact, our headed paper is now becoming almost unmanageable with a number of accreditations, logos and achievements that keep being added. But Sarah's achievements don't stop there. This year, she was awarded Clerk of the Year, which means Biddulph doesn't just think we have the best chief officer, we literally have the best in the country. There are probably numerous councils around the country asking themselves daily, WWSHD, what would Sarah Hayden do? The award reflects not only Sarah's hard work and leadership, but also the fantastic team around her, because behind every successful council is a group of committed people working tirelessly for the community, and we're incredibly lucky to have such an excellent team here in Biddulph. Sarah, thank you for 10 years of service, leadership, patience and good humour. Biddulph Town Council, the whole community is better because of what you do. As a small token of gratitude and appreciation, we'd like to present you with a little gift. So we had to shoehorn that in there because otherwise Sarah sees all the agenda and she knows what's going on. So it's impossible to keep a secret. So that's the conclusion. So on to agenda item 1D, confirmation of amanuensis, which there is none. Fine, thank you. And I would like to invite Councillor Adrian Lawton for his speech as outgoing mayor for the year.
Do not do speeches. Just not panic, everyone. Do not panic. The first one is the last of the regular monthly updates as to what I've been doing. The second is for a summary of the year. So we start on. During the past year, I've been pleased to keep councillors informed of my civic duties and other mayoral activities at monthly meetings of the town council. To bring the story up to date, here are my comings and goings during the past month. I started by attending Newcastle Borough Mayor's event to celebrate his mayoral year. This was at Apedale Valley Light Railway, which shares the Apedale Mining Museum site at Chester. Next was Stone Town Mayor's civic dinner. This was a rescheduled event, which then clashed with the date reserved for our similar event here in Biddulph. However, alternative arrangements to incorporate ours within the civic awards ceremony held in February went very well indeed, in my opinion. I feel sure that the attendance of myself and the mayoress at Stone reinforced the fact that there were no hard feelings about the climate. The final event held outside the town was at Bridgeart 2 days ago, when the town mayor held his civic celebration at the hotel. Now for 2 events within Biddle, which I was pleased to attend. First of these was another of the Northern Soul gatherings at the town hall. It's actually Northern Soul in Town of Motown, this one was. At the town hall, which evoke many fond memories for those of a certain age, like me. The other was a cricket match, held at Knightley, which was generously sponsored by our town crier, John Roberts. I think that all of these events make for a very varied and fitting conclusion to my mayoral year. Now we move on to the summary. As you will recall, I have presented a fairly detailed report of the mayor's activities at each meeting of the town council during the past year. These reports almost entirely consisted of events which I had the pleasure of attending, so this is one reason why I won't be mentioning all the details again tonight. The other reason is that to do so will present with a dilemma. Which to mention by name and which not. In Biddulph, we are very fortunate to have such a wealth of voluntary organisations in our town, and all are worthy of recognition, whether or not they invited the mayor to attend one of their events. And as someone I used to work for once said, I've missed many a good youth for not being invited. And now, briefly, we turn perhaps to something a little bit more sober, and that is to remember that in the last 12 months, we have lost 2 former well-respected town councillors. We've lost Elaine Baddeley, who I believe had been a councillor for 20 years, and Sylvia Rushton, who had only just ceased to be a councillor when she passed. I think it's with fondness and respect that we remember them. So what else is there to mention this evening? Here goes. Firstly, there are the more formal civic events held in our town, and those which involve the town council in helping them to take place, such as the Mayor's Civic Church Service, Remembrance Day, the Biddulph Festival launch, the Christmas lights switch on. Then there are others organised by the voluntary groups themselves. In particular, these include many events held during the Biddulph Festival in July and during the Christmas period. The third group of events consists of civic events held outside the town, to which the mayor and mayoress were invited. Visits were made to Sandbach, Congleton, Leith, Cheadle, Uttoxeter, Stone, and Newcastle, some on several occasions. At the present time, with local government reorganisation very much on the agenda, I felt that it was important to raise the profile of our town amongst our neighbours and to maintain the good relations we have with them. Turning back to Biddulph itself, I would like to mention just 4 occasions which I will continue to remember most fondly. The first 2 had been quite a while in the planning. One of them was my very first civic duty in the town. This was to deliver a speech at the opening of the Hilda Sheldon Memorial Garden in Wharf Road. Having enjoyed the results of the untiring efforts of Hilda and her volunteers at Biddulph in Bloom for many years, it was a real pleasure to contribute to this occasion. Next, I'll mention an event which, like Hilda's Garden, provides the town with a lasting legacy. This is the Miners' Memorial and the opening up of the Town Hall frontage. It recognises the town's heritage and provides a very useful facility where events can be held in the future. And a very personal connection with that is that my grandfather's name, Aaron Lawton, is on one of the memorial bricks. In contrast, neither of the other two occasions was even anticipated when my mayoral year commenced. One was the clash of diary dates with Stone, which I mentioned earlier. As a result of this, the civic awards ceremony planned for February was enhanced to the great pleasure of all who attended. In the many photographs which were taken that day, everyone was so happy to be there. It was a great success. The final occasion, which I recall with such pleasure, took place in March at the town council meeting, when I was delighted to convey the town councillor's collective appreciation and congratulations to Sarah, our chief officer, upon her receiving an award for the Town Clerk of the Year 2025-26 from the National Association of Local Councils. It's now time for me to say thank you. Thank you to Mayoress Joy, who managed to juggle the demands of being a hands-on grandma to three little girls with my requests to accompany me at events. You've been a great help indeed. Thank you. I want to say thank you to Sarah for advice and support, in particular at meetings of the town council. Thank you to Sue. Thank you to Sue as Mayor Secretary, who tirelessly kept the mayoral diary up to date and corresponded with various organisations to arrange events or confirm bookings. Thank you to all the other town hall staff, in particular for assisting me with fitting and later removing the mayor's chain. And thank you to John, the town crier, for advising his 32nd mayor, that's me, about things when we attended functions together. Another thank you is to Councillor Yang Case, with whom I was seated at Councillor Yates's civic meal last year. I told her he's been so active, he'll be a hard act to follow. Her reply consisted of 3 words. They were, just be yourself. I have kept her great advice in mind to this day. Thank you. Best wishes also go to my successors, my new mayor, the deputy mayor, and their consorts. In the uncertain times of change which lie ahead, I'm sure that everyone, the council's elected members and the town hall staff alike, will strive to maintain the success and good reputation of Biddulph Town Council. And with that, I believe there's a little duty that I wish to restore. What is to the Mayor Secretary to do? There was many times been service regretful. Thank you. And the other is the lady on the back.
Thank you very much, Adrian. It's been a pleasure to be your deputy mayor this year. I've had to do not an awful lot of anything at all because you've been everywhere, all across the Staffordshire Moorlands representing Biddulph. Thank you very much. Call to the floor for vote of thanks. Councillor Waylanders.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Adrian, doesn't seem 12 months ago since I studied and offered you for the town mayor of Biddulph, 25-26. He said you would fulfil the role to the best of your abilities with Joy Godwin, your consort, your mayoress, and your bag. Thank you for everything you've done. Many people have commented to me how nice it was to see you at all the events you attended and how helpful you've been. And people were amazed at the vast knowledge that you have of Biddulph and the history of the town and the transportation of the town. Every former mayor has memorable times to take away with them from their mayoral year. And in your words, this is what you said to me, it's been a voyage of discovery for me. That's what you said about it. So I wish you and Joy, who must thank you very much, Joy, for everything you've done this last 12 months. All the best and good health for the coming years. Thank you very much.
So Nigel Yates.
Yes, thank you. And I'd like to add that you were a very good apprentice. I don't know how much training you got for me, but you did an absolute cracking job. And it's an absolute pleasure to have somebody who has died in the war, Biddulph resident, to come forward as mayor. The fact that you were born and lived your early life on the high street and ended up on the top table on the bench, it's an absolute honour of somebody's life. And you took to it like a duck to water. You were always there, always on those occasions, always comparing notes with what previous mayors had done, making sure that everything's okay. And when we did an event or a door or anything, we were always on the shoulder. And I thank you very much for that. You've been an excellent representative of Biddulph. And Joy, it's been a pleasure to have you. I never did get the chance of teaching you how to do Northern Soul dancing, basically because I can't. We try, but it's been absolutely wonderful. And I just hope the next mayor is mayoress, is as enthusiastic for the role, which you certainly were. So thank you very much. Thank you.
And with that, Adrian, if you would like to come to the front. Let's present you with your. The next part of the meeting, we're just going to rattle through the agenda and then there will be some food at the end. My son is very pale and hungry. So we'll jump straight into it. Have we got any apologies for tonight? We have got councillors Hopkins, Early, Parks and Fletcher. Thank you. Number 3, declarations of interest to declare any disclosable peculiar interest or any other disclosable interest in this agenda. Councillor Wood.
Sorry, it's not even Madam Mayor. It was in terms of the apologies. They've got apologies from Councillor Jackson and Councillor Proudlaw.
Okay, thank you. Were there any declarations of interest for this agenda?
Yes.
Councillor Self.
In the supplementary accounts, volunteer expenses.
Thank you. Item 4, annual meeting of the Town Council on the 13th of May. Confirmation of the minutes of the meeting of the 13th of May. These were signed at the ordinary Town Council meeting, signed last year on the 10th of June 2025. So we're just receiving those. To receive as read. And The next item on the agenda gives me great pleasure to call for the nomination of a deputy mayor. Are there any nominations, please? Councillor Rogers.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yeah, I wish to nominate Councillor John Jones for Deputy Mayor. He's been a councillor for over 20 years. He's got a vast knowledge of the council and of the Biddulph and the surrounding areas. He was mayor in 2010, but as Mayoress Anne, who is here tonight, he promoted and supported Biddulph outstandingly through their mayoral year. Then in 2020, he was elected mayor again, but then the pandemic and lockdowns changed everything that we know about. We said about that, so it wasn't a very good year, unfortunately. So I'm sure he will help and support you, Lady Mayor, Madam Mayor, with anything you require in the future. And so I'd like to support Councillor John Jones. Now, I wish for a second on that one, please.
Do we have a seconder for that nomination? Councillor.
It's with great pleasure that I second the nomination of Councillor John Jones for the Deputy Mayor of Biddulph. John, as everyone well knows, is a massive community champion for Biddulph. He's a long-serving councillor both on the district and the town council. And I'm sure with yourself, Madam Mayor, you'll be a great asset to represent Biddulph on the wider community stage within the community of Staffordshire, but also nationwide as well. And I've no hesitation in seconding Councillor John Jones for the role of Deputy Mayor.
Thank you. Do we have any further nominations? In that case, then, could we go to a vote for Councillor John Jones for Deputy Mayor? I think that's unanimous. Councillor Jones, would you like to come and receive your change of office?
You've the best mayor.
Thanks, everybody. I'm not going to make a speech, but I've got a call from my wife at now. She's going to be my deputy mayoress. Feel very good to do it.
Thank you. Come up, please, yeah. And you can decide subject of office.
No, I'm sitting chapter. Should you sign again?
I'll just sign. Good sign, I was waiting.
So moving on to item number 6, constitutional documents and confirmation of key decisions. A, standing orders. To approve standing orders which are enclosed in your packs. Are we happy to approve those as read?
Move it.
Move it. All in favour? Propose it. Proposed by Councillor Garvey, second by Councillor Salt. All in favour? Thank you very much. Membership of standing committees. These have been circulated. Is everyone happy with what is on the committee membership for the forthcoming year? So can we do terms of reference first? Okay, so to approve the terms of reference for the committees and scheme delegation document first. Proposals. Got that one? Yeah. And all in favour? Thank you. And secondly, to approve the committee membership. So finance, strategy and management, mayor deputy plus 12 members, town and community, mayor deputy plus 12, Recreation Amenities, Mayor Deputy plus 12, Planning, Mayor Deputy plus 12 members. And those just need approval if everyone's happy with those. Proposer, please. Councillor Rogers, Councillor Hartman. All in favour? Thank you. Item C, to approve that existing working groups will continue to meet throughout 26-27 as appropriate. These include the neighbourhood plan implementation, bit of works together, transport, events, local government reorganisation and devolution. As before, all councillors are welcome to attend working groups as voting members. We have proposer, Councillor Garvey, seconder, Councillor Salt. All in favour? Thank you very much. Appointment to outside bodies to confirm with the town council representatives on outside bodies, which is at the bottom of that committee membership document you've had. To confirm. That's last year. This is what we had last year. So is there any changes anyone wants to make to that, or is everyone happy to continue in the roles as last year?
Yes.
Okay.
As is, please, I think.
As is. Any changes, Councillor Salt?
I wouldn't mind going on Biddulph and Bloom. There's 3 blokes, no offence, no female representative. Wouldn't mind being on there. Is there any room?
Madam Mayor, I'm happy to step back from Biddulph and Bloom to allow Councillor Salt to join that. I would actually like to be included on the Twinning Association alongside the Mayor, if that's okay.
That's sensible. Everyone's happy with that.
So we just a proposer then, just with those changes. Councillor Hart, seconded by Councillor Yates. All in favour? Okay. Item E, financial regulations, to approve the town council's financial regulations, which were included in your pack. Have a proposer for the move, Councillor Garvey? It's really tough. Signing on.
That's a sound job.
Can you see anything?
Councillor Hawley. Yeah, I've actually missed something here. I've got a query. We'd like to get step back a bit. Probably with my poor hearing. If we go back to approved meeting dates of 2026-27, if you have a look and go to the planning committee in March 27, effectively we've got it down as the 17th of March, which actually happens to be Wednesday.
They'll play on Tuesday.
That's what it is. Right, just to clear, should it be the 16th?
Well, yes, I believe so. We'll change that. Thank you.
Meetings continue to be on a Tuesday, Councillor.
Something.
Good spot. Thank you. Thank you.
Just for clarification, can we wait for the fixtures to come out?
So Councillor Garvey proposed financial regulations. Can we have a seconder for that, please? Councillor Salt. All in favour? Thank you. Item F, emergency plan and business continuity plan. To approve the emergency plan and business continuity plan, which were in your packs, to confirm that these documents will be reviewed by the Finance Strategy and Management Committee for the forthcoming year in line with emerging Martin's Law requirements. Have a proposer, please.
Move it, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Hart, seconded by Councillor Rogers. All in favour? Councillor Salt.
So on item N, there was a councillor with responsibility, I think, for emergency planning, and I'm sure it was me. But I don't know where, we haven't had a meeting about it, which is probably my thing as much as you, but we're like proposing monitoring of the councils for all the other bits and stuff, aren't we? Will that need to come under to a finance agenda, or are we going to do that tonight? Or
I think it was Councillor Hawley who was the lead on emergency planning, wasn't it?
Yes.
We've reviewed it every year since we prepared the documents, but I think we've been waiting to see what comes with the Martin's Law stuff, so it'll need a much more thorough review this financial year, if you're happy for us to kind of bring that back for much more chewing over.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
We had a proposer, a seconder, and we've voted on that one, haven't we? Okay, so, and the code of conduct, to approve the code of conduct as read. That's the garbage. Second,
Secondly,
that's the heart. All in favour? Thank you. To confirm the internal health and safety monitoring councillor, to confirm that the monitoring councillor is Councillor Parker with Councillor Salt as deputy. That's the one you're thinking of, Jack? Reporting to the town council. Is everyone happy? Are you happy to continue in those roles?
Yeah.
Proposed by Councillor Hart and seconded. Councillor Brady. All in favour? Thank you very much. Internal auditor and monitoring councillors. Independent internal auditor. Currently JDH Business Services plus 2 councillors. Currently Councillor Earnley and Hawley to fulfil audit requirements. Are Councillors Hawley and Earnley happy to continue in those roles? Councillor Earnley's not here, so
I am.
you are.
I'll say yes on behalf of councillor.
Yeah, you're there.
And we have a seconder, it's been Councillor Rogers. All in favour? Thank you. And just confirming the financial mandate banking arrangements. We'll do these on block, so A, B and C and D. So these include the signatories on the NatWestern Unity Trust Bank, the current signatories being the Mayor and Deputy Mayor, Chair and Vice Chair of Finance Strategy and Management Committee plus 2, the Chief Officer and the Finance Officer. B, the Mayor's charity account, to give authority to the Chief Officer, Finance Officer and Events and Partnership Officer to be the signatories for the Mayor's charity account. The Finance and Strategy Management Committee will receive an annual review of this account. C, the bank mandate, to resolve that a banking relationship will be maintained with National Westminster and the Unity Trust Bank in accordance with the mandate, and that the individuals identified as authorised signatories may, in accordance with the signing rules, sign cheques, give instructions for standing orders, direct debits, electronic payments, bankers' drafts and other payments on the accounts, even if it causes an account to be overdrawn or exceed any limit. Any authorised signatory may give other instructions or requests for information to the bank in relation to the accounts, opening accounts with the same signing rules and authorised signatories, closing accounts or other banking services on products. The bank may accept instructions that do not have an original written signature, provided the bank is satisfied that an instruction is genuine and subject to any other agreement. The bank may require for those instructions. Customer will provide to the bank a copy of its constitution and any amendments to the constitution certified as correct by the Chief Officer. This mandate will continue until the organisation gives the bank a replacement mandate or the organisation passes a resolution changing the signing rules and or adding, removing signatories by completing and returning the change of signing authority form, in which case the mandate will continue as amended. And D, public sector deposit fund, to give authority to the Chief Officer and Finance Officer to also authorise withdrawals following approval at Town Council. And we have a proposed to move those on block, please. Councillor Rogers, seconded by Councillor Hart. All in favour? Thank you. And minutes. To approve and sign the minutes of the Town Council meeting on Tuesday, the 14th of April 26. I have a proposal for those minutes. Are we happy to take those as read? Councillors had a chance to go through those. Okay. Proposed by Councillor Redfern, seconded by Councillor Garvey to take those as read, and I'll sign those. Right. Oh, vote on those, please. Thank you. New at this, don't you know? To receive the minutes of the Wrekin Amenities Committee held on Tuesday, the 14th of April.
Really good, Madam Mayor.
Okay, and are we happy to take those as read? Any amendments? Okay, can I have a seconder for those, please? Councillor Yates. All in favour? Thank you. To receive the minutes of the Planning Committee held on Tuesday, the 21st of April.
I move that minutes, please, Chair.
Councillor Harding. Are we happy to receive those? And can I have a seconder for that? Councillor Hawley. All in favour? Thank you. Receive the minutes of the Town Community Committee held on Tuesday, the 21st of April. Councillor Fox. Yep. Happy to receive those as read. Can I have a seconder? Councillor Garvey. All in favour? Thank you. To approve and sign the minutes of the Finance Strategy and Management Committee held on Tuesday, the 28th of April 26.
Move those minutes, please, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Rogers. Can I have a seconder for those? Councillor Crestwood. And a vote, please.
Madam Mayor, I've just got an issue with the minutes.
Okay.
You noted, or it's been noted that I left during the Matters and Critical debate on the grant application. I also left the room during the Green Fingers debate as well, and that's not noted in the minutes.
I'll like that.
Thank you very much.
All in favour of following that amendment? And onto accounts and finance. So we've got approve accounts received for payment in May 26. Are we doing these separately?
Yeah, do you
So you'll see them tabled there on A. Anyone have any questions for those accounts, or can we have a proposal for those? Councillor Hart.
I have got one slight query, Madam Mayor. Obviously, we've got to only receive these tonight. Clearly, we've got an annual maintenance fee for the fire and alarm system. Well, I have just noticed that as within the report, that alarm fallout reset, is that pot, does that come under the maintenance contract, or is that a separate?
Some do, and some don't. Those particular ones we've got to pay for.
We've had a proposer and a seconder. Can we have a vote on those accounts?
Who's your second?
So councillor Hart, were you happy to second, Carol?
I'll second.
All in favour? Thank you. And then B, there is some tabled supplementary accounts that you will have received separately. I have someone to propose those, please. Councillor Garvey and a seconder. Councillor Hart. All in favour? We happy with those accounts? Oh, Councillor Salt abstaining, abstention. Everyone else is happy. That, as they say, is that. So I would like to formally close my first meeting as town mayor and invite you all to stay for some refreshments and cakes. Thank you very much.